Welcome everyone back to the Los Angeles Rams franchise. Here we are at our bye week in the 2019 NFL playoffs, so we will be taking a look around the league at just some stats, who won what awards. As you can see there in the news feed, you can see who won some of them, but we'll take a look at that later. First, let's take a look at our team's individual stats. Kerry Davidson recorded 3,207 passing yards, 27 passing touchdowns, and 8 interceptions with a 77 completion percentage. If we played full-length quarters, he would be well over 4,000 yards, but still, very solid season for him, and he has grown a lot. Todd Gurley, 265 carries, 1,272 yards, and 9 rushing touchdowns. Our star running back performed like a star running back, and Todd Gurley was probably the heart and soul of this team. Fernando Wake, 77 carries, 355 yards, and 1 touchdown in his rookie campaign. Kerry Davidson, 36 carries, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then Courtney Tharp only got 10 carries this year, but he did get 50 yards for that 5.0 average and no touchdowns. Lee Smith at fullback only had 2 attempts versus like Corey Harkey's 14 attempts from last year. Let's take a look at receiving now. Gerald Everett, our starting tight end, with 70 catches, 743 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I believe he's a 90 overall right now, which means he has grown tremendously and just been very vital to this offense. Robert Woods, second on the team in terms of receptions with 47 for 740 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tavon Austin, his counterpart, with 44 catches, 719 yards, and 9 touchdowns. He was spectacular in that category. He gave us so many big plays this season. And then Cooper Kupp in the slot. He struggled a little bit with drops. He had 40 catches, 480 yards, and 7 touchdowns. And then Todd Gurley beneath him with 31 catches for 269 yards and 1 touchdown. Might as well mention the next two. Tyler Higbee with 16 catches, 223 yards, and 1 touchdown. His contract is expiring. I don't know if we will re-sign him, but he was pretty solid as a backup tight end. A lot of those 2 tight end formations, he did a very nice job. Courtney Tharp, 14 catches, 155 yards, and 1 touchdown. Let's take a look who gave up the most sacks. It was Dwayne Brown, and he only gave up 11. So everyone else, Blair Roosevelt, Trey Walker, Zach Kubiak, and VJ Poole, they were all sub 10 in terms of sacks. And that is fantastic because I actually accidentally go to the Ravens offensive line right there. But Dwayne Brown with the most sacks on our team, most sacks allowed with 11. That is fantastic. I mean, that's barely any at all. I can definitely live with that. And he was a huge upgrade over Rob Havenstein. Let's take a look on the defensive side of the ball now with Malcolm Randall leading the way with 42 solo tackles. The rookie is just an absolute beast for our team. And now for total tackles, though, it will go to Mark Barron with 82. Randall finishes with 75. So then now next is tackles for a loss. It's most likely going to go to Aaron Donald. Yes, Aaron Donald, he didn't quite get 33. I believe he got 33 last year, if I remember correctly. He got 16, but still, that is pretty high in the league. Mark Barron with 11 and Malcolm Randall with 10. So both those guys just shooting up the middle, shooting the gaps, and getting the job done. Aaron Donald leads our team in terms of sacks with 11.5. He stepped up big time in that category. Shane Ray with 7.5, but I don't believe he recorded all 7.5 of those with us. Dominic Easley with 7. Michael Brockers with 6.5. Samson Egubom with 6. And Malcolm Randall with 5. Now for interceptions, John Johnson III and Jordan Lewis both lead the team with 3 interceptions. Below them is Malcolm Randall with 2, Nikhil Roby-Coleman with 2, Marcus Calhoun with 2, and then into the ones is Mark Barron, LaMarcus Joyner, Rashard Lawrence, Ronald Darby, and Jordan Barnes, who made that. He was a free agent acquisition. He was undrafted. He's like our 5th corner, and I remember he made that 1 interception, but I forget what team. It was like a weird deflection type of play. I don't know, but it was still a cool interception. Good for Jordan Barnes. Forced fumbles will go to Mark Barron with 5. He actually ties the league high, but doesn't show up in that category when you go to the NFL tab because this game is broken. Then you see a whole bunch of other players here: Shane Ray, Dominic Easley, and Samson Ebukam. I missed the others, but not a big stat right there. It's about what you recover, and we didn't really recover that many fumbles. Take a look at another reason why I hate Madden 18. They say Greg the Leg didn't even kick a field goal this season and has a 0 field goal percentage, so I'm just going to skip right over that angrily because I thought he was one of the best kickers in the league this year. Johnny Hecker, he only had 14 punts inside the 20 this year. I believe last year he had 19, which led the league. This year he does not lead the league, which you'll see in a couple seconds. But still, Johnny Hecker is one of the best punters in the league by far. 90 overall now, and he's just an absolute monster. Now let's take a look around the league here at individual stats. Dak Prescott with 5,055 passing yards. That is on the top 10 all-time in terms of passing yards in a single season. And then Aaron Rodgers, look at that. He came second in passing yards with 4,900. He had 50 51 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers is an absolute monster in this game. Le'Veon Bell, 1,664 yards, paired with how many touchdowns? With 20 touchdowns. So he leads the league in both categories. Le'Veon Bell is a freaking monster, just like Aaron Rodgers is, except he's at the running back position while Rodgers is at the quarterback position. You know what I mean. Anyway, Brandon Cooks with 106 catches will lead the league, and he also leads the league in terms of receiving yards, so with 1,445. I'm saying too many numbers, man. My throat is getting dry. Victor Orr, look at the rookie. 2 rookies in a row, actually. Victor Orr and Allen Rodgers-Cromartie. Cromartie almost caught Orr there at the end, but Victor Orr, favorite target of Aaron Rodgers, as he has 17 touchdowns. That's crazy. Sacks allowed goes to Eric Fisher, which is weird. I thought Eric Fisher was a solid left tackle, but he gave up 32 this season. Take a look at solo tackles now with Bernardrick McKinney with 131. Oh, man. He beat Ryan Shazier this year. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen Ryan Shazier beat in a Madden game. And he also has 155 total tackles there, as Shazier falls farther down the list to 4th place in terms of that category. J.J. Watt with 27 tackles for a loss, so he did what pretty much Donald did last year, just 6 less, but still very solid season for J.J. Watt, as Melvin Ingram with just 23 sacks will lead the league there. Did I just say lead the lead? I meant lead the league. Try saying that 9 times fast. Desmond Trufant, 8 picks. Man, look at all those interceptions. I saw like 3 players with 7. That's crazy. Denzel Perryman with 5 forced fumbles, so Mark Barron would be right up there next to him. But for some reason, it is always glitched. And Aaron Donald doesn't even show up in terms of tackles for a loss or sacks or anything like that. That is just infuriating. And then, of course, Greg the Leg not up there as well. But Caleb Sturgis with the most field goals made. But Dan Bailey has the best field goal percentage. He was a perfect 14 for 14. That is absolutely insane. Good for Dan Bailey and the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully we won't have to face them again like we did last year. There's Young Hoku. What a great name. Anyway, here in terms of punting, let's see who got the most punts down within the 20. And it is Drew Kaiser of the Los Angeles Chargers. So the counterpart in the city, the Los Angeles Chargers, just dropping dimes on the 1-yard line, pinning people back inside the 20. It's amazing. Cordarrelle Patterson there with 2 return touchdowns in terms of kick returns. And then punt returns, no one had multiple punt return touchdowns. Now let's take a look at team stats. Who had the best what? The Cowboys had the best total offense, while the 49ers had the worst total offense. We were second from the bottom. And now for the best passing offense, that goes to the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys were second. And 49ers dead last again, and we are second from last again. And now for rushing yards, the Seahawks are the best team in that category with Thomas Rawls, Russell Wilson. And then the Cleveland Browns are dead last there. We are a little bit higher. I mean, we were top 5 to begin the season with Todd Gurley, but we kind of fell off. And again, I'm going to blame that on the quarter length that I play. I only played 10 minutes, not 15, because that would take absolutely forever. Was that the Chargers with the most points per game? Man, they just must be lighting it up in this franchise. Oh my goodness. We're about middle of the pack there. I'd like to see that go up a little bit more. That doesn't really excuse, the quarter length doesn't excuse us not scoring points. First downs, yep, we'll be towards the bottom because of the quarter length. So now let's take a look at defense. We had the best total defense in the league. The Buffalo Bills had the worst. And now for passing defense, we are number 1 there as well. And the Cowboys are last in that category. So if we do play them, we need to take advantage of that. The Rams have also the best rushing, and the 49ers have the worst rushing. They're second in pass, but dead last in rushing. What? What are you doing, 49ers? Sacks will go to the Rams as well with 66. That is absolutely incredible. We also gave up the least amount of points. We are not up there in terms of fumble recoveries, but in interceptions, I believe we are towards the top. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, well, okay. We're generally towards the top, right above the middle of the pack. And now in terms of conversion, third down percentage, we have to scroll down a bit. We rose from 49% to 53%. So that is an improvement, but I would like to see that go up even more because championship teams convert on third down with no problem. Red zone efficiency, we are 81%. I believe last year was like 88 or something, so we fall off 7 points there. That's a little concerning. We got to start finishing better. We're the most disciplined team in the league. And in terms of the turnover difference, I know I keep saying in terms, but I'm sorry, but I don't know why. That's just how I speak right now. We are a +9 in terms of that. So, dear God. Aaron Rodgers, take a look at how many times he shows up there for Player of the Week along with Dak Prescott. Man, Dak Prescott taking it to him right now. Oh, man, Dak Prescott again. Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, Aaron Rodgers. You take a look at all those guys there. I don't really care about player. This is what matters right here. Aaron Rodgers is the 2019 NFL MVP. Coach of the Year goes to Sean McVay. Yay, there he is, Sean McVay with a 14-2 record, the best team in the NFL. Le'Veon Bell in the AFC wins Offensive Player in the Year. Still in the AFC, it's Melvin Ingram with Defensive Player of the Year. The second to him was Denzel Perryman. Man, the Chargers, they must just be freaking loaded, man. I don't know how they're so good in this franchise. That was Houston Chandler, the quarterback of the Patriots, Tom Brady's replacement as Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC, and then Jabbar Wedderburn, the safety for the Bengals, is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Aaron Rodgers in the NFC now is Offensive Player of the Year, and then Eric Kendricks is Defensive Player of the Year, with Victor Orr being the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Rodgers the Orr, man, that just must be crazy. And Malcolm Randall wins Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Give me those XP points, man. Now, I know this, I simmed ahead a little bit for this, but hopefully you don't see any spoilers. We're going to take a look at the Pro Bowl. And Aaron Rodgers, Stanley Duran, Dak Prescott, Craig Dallenbach, Matt Ryan, Houston Chandler, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Jay Ajayi, was that Drunken Miller, fullback, what the heck? Patrick DeMarco, Johnson, Vitale, Victor Orr is there, Keenan Allen in the wide receiver position. I don't know why I keep saying in terms, god dang. Julio Jones, Brandon Cooks, Dez Bryant, Philly Brown. There's also Devontae Adams, not Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams is there on the next. I don't know who the other T. Williams is. Antonio Brown, Dante Moncrief, Allen Rodgers, Cromartie as a rookie makes it. Austin Hooper, Jonathan Kirkland, Delaney Walker, Will Tye, Jimmy Graham, Rob Gronkowski, and now on the offensive line, David Bakhtiari, Adrian Waddle, Tyron Smith, and Tony Garcia. Kitna there, I believe he has to be a drafted player because of the default face. Turek is the other one, and then Lane Taylor and Dahl with Justin Britt and Rodney Bodine, Corey Lindsley and Lewis, Zach Martin and Lamp, Dan Feeney and Shaq Mason. VJ Poole is there. Take a look at that. VJ Poole makes it, and Oakley is beside him. Allen, how did Allen make it? He's our backup. What? He didn't even start. And then there's Hart, Jason Pierre-Paul, Joey Bosa, Akeem Hicks, J.J. Watt, Jeremiah Tachu, Melvin Ingram. Wait. Oh, yeah, Jeremiah Tachu's now on the Falcons. I almost just confused myself right there. I thought they were both on the Chargers. There's Adams and Willis, Dontari Poe and Jones, Timmy Jernigan and Godcho, Gerald McCoy and Ndamukong Suh, Leonard Floyd on the Bears, and Jamie Collins on the Browns, Anthony Barr and Shaq Barrett on the linebacker position now, Eric Hendricks and Bernard Jukra McKinney, B.J. Goodson, Denzel Perryman, Nick Perry and Bradford, Trent Murphy and Christian Kirksey, Desmond Trufant and Aaron Colvin, Josh Norman and Byron Maxwell, Anthony Brown, Logan Ryan, Darius Slay Jr., Marcus Peters. I didn't know Darius Slay added the junior to his name. That must have been a while ago, or maybe I don't know. Harrison Smith and Jabbar Wedderburn makes it, and Ryan Allen, Stewart, Chancellor and Cyprian, Cam Chancellor, that is, and Jonathan Cyprian, Jeff Heath, and Tony Jefferson. There is Young-Ho Koo, and Myers makes it. And then in terms of the punter, there is Johnny Hecker, Drew Kaiser, the Battle of Los Angeles, taking part at the punter position. And now here in the wild card round, you're going to see the results here. So Dallas won. I should have highlighted that 31 score, but Dallas does win, which means they will play Green Bay, which means we play Seattle. The rivalry is renewed. We beat Seattle for the first time a couple weeks ago. Now we get to play them. I don't know why I just said renewed. It's been going on. We lost to them 7 straight times. Then we beat them this last time. So we need to take the fight to them quick like. Let's take a look here. Cincinnati beats New York 35-28, so they will play Los Angeles, who's the 1 seed. And Jacksonville 3 beat Kansas City 6, 38-21, so they will play New England there, who is the 2nd seed. And that should pretty much wrap up this video. This is going to be the last stat video of the entire franchise because I'm not going to do a video afterwards. I'm not going to spoil what happens because I almost just said the round in which the series ended, but I'm on thin ice right now. I kind of serious, guys. Just watch next week.